just an eerie feeling I had looking at it. It had the two legs. It didn't look right. You could see the head was too big. You know, really made you guess and question what it was.
Among all that we know to exist within the realms of the wilderness, life forms exist that have not been understood until now. Tune in to discover creatures of the dark that haunt the wilderness.
Wait, stop right there. What is that? Is it a buck?
While on a night road trip, a family saw a dog in a field. But as they slowed down to take a closer look, they realized it wasn't a dog at all. It was a rake. This legendary creature with long limbs and a twisted face wasn't something they wanted to get any closer to. The family quickly sped off, knowing they had made a huge mistake. The lesson? Never slow down your car during a road trip just to see what animal you spotted. Some things are better left unknown, and this was one of them.
Hey, stop right there. What is that? Is it a buck?
What is that?
Creepy lady. A local was walking through an abandoned place when suddenly he spotted a woman standing alone in the corner. At first, he thought she might be in need of help, but as he got closer, something felt off. Her face, it was creepy. He was able to feel the weight of something dark surrounding him. It appeared as if the woman was possessed. The guy didn't waste another second and he ran. Would you have the courage to stand there, or would you turn and run like he did? Cow or cryptid?
Oh, frick!
A hiker was heading back home after a long trek when he noticed something strange behind the trees. At first, he thought it was just a cow, but as it came into view, his heart dropped. It wasn't a cow. It was something much worse. The figure was moving fast, running wildly toward him like a creature straight out of a nightmare. His phone's camera cut off right then, possibly because he panicked and lost control. Was it a rake hiding out in the woods waiting for someone to get too close? Think twice before venturing into places like this. You never know what might be there, just out of sight, waiting for its next encounter.
What is that?
Vampire. Late one night, a boy craving food went to the kitchen. As he reached for a snack, he suddenly felt uneasy, like someone was watching him. Through the window, he spotted a creepy humanoid figure with sharp, menacing teeth. The teeth were so big they could frighten even the bravest person. It looked like a vampire standing still, watching him like a predator sizing up its prey. Suddenly, it quietly moved away, but the boy couldn't shake the thought. What if it was searching for an open door to come inside? That night, sleep was the last thing on his mind. Spirit or supernatural entity? A girl was trembling under her blanket and the sound of relentless banging on the door grew louder. Her shaky hands caught a small flashlight to see who was behind the door. This wasn't a thief, it was something far worse. When she finally got the courage to point her torch at the door, it revealed a terrifying sight, glowing eyes and a sinister face peeking through the crack. The video cut off abruptly, leaving everyone wondering what happened next. Was she safe? Or did that entity do something unimaginable to her? No one knows for sure. Lost camera. A hiker's camera was found deep in the woods weeks after a group went missing. The footage they left behind was disturbing. The camera caught a figure that looked like animal at first, but then it was clear. It had a creepy skeletal body and glowing red eyes. It dragged its arms like they didn't even work right. When they searched the area, there was no sign of the group, just the camera left behind, showing a terrifying warning to anyone who might go looking. Outwardly being. One night in Las Vegas, a police officer's body cam captured a bright fireball streaking across the sky. Just after, a 16-year-old boy urgently called 911, claiming to have seen alien-like creatures in his backyard. The boy described the beings as tall with large eyes, completely unlike anything human. His family backed up his story, saying they saw the same creatures. Their backyard camera even captured footage of a pale figure, which they handed over to the police. Despite the evidence, authorities haven't commented on the incident. Months later, the family still believes it was an alien encounter, but officials continue to deny it. The mystery of what truly happened that night remains unsolved. Skinwalker Terror. The teens camping out in the woods never thought it would be their last. One of the girls wandered off alone and she had been gone for way too long. Worried, the group decided to search for her. After a while, they came across a crude shelter made of tree branches. There she was, tied up, looking terrified. But before they could help her, something much worse appeared. The real monster, a skinwalker. The video ended suddenly, leaving the fate of the group unknown. You better search the area first before making any plans. Some places hide real horrors. Backyard Beast. One evening, a man went to his backyard to look for his dog, but what he found wasn't his pet. Beneath the house, a huge creature with a dog's body and strange human-like features appeared. The man was shaken as he realized the creature might be a shapeshifter that could take on many forms. The giant dog-like being disappeared into the night, but that wasn't the end of the story. Now, no one knew where the shapeshifter could be, and it could be anywhere, waiting to appear again. Barn Secrets. A local went to the barn to check on the animals. This time, he saw a bear. But how could a bear end up in a barn? As he got closer, he realized it wasn't a bear. It was a legendary dog man. The real question was, what was it doing there? Was the barn being used for secret experiments? To the public, it was just a barn, but the dogman's presence raised suspicions. What secrets was the barn hiding? Why was the creature there? Something wasn't right, as this barn was hiding much more. Beast in waiting. In an abandoned home, a team of ghost hunters entered expecting to find spirits, but the ghost wasn't waiting for them. Something far worse was. A beast, hiding there, but it was running in the ground. Can you expect the monster to run? This was just the trick played by it. It seemed to be waiting, watching for the right moment to strike. Suddenly, it lunged. The camera shook violently and the video ended abruptly. We have no idea what happened to the team after that. Whatever it was, it's clear they didn't expect this kind of encounter in a supposedly haunted house. Window Stalker. TV lounges are for watching shows, not for seeing strange creatures. One man was relaxing when he noticed a grayish, deformed figure staring at him through a window. It looked like a skinwalker in mid-transformation, still humanoid but trying to change into something like a coyote or wolf. The weird part? The man didn't panic. It was almost like he'd seen something like this before. Maybe the locals were familiar with it but never talked about it. Or perhaps it was a spirit tied to the land, silently watching but not doing any harm. Definitely not what you'd expect to see while relaxing at home. Nightmare Stalker. A wildlife researcher was on a late-night search when an unbelievable creature appeared in front of him. It walked on all fours with a deformed skeletal appearance. Suddenly, the creature's face shifted to the back and transformed into a dog's face. Many believed it to be a skinwalker, known for taking shapes of animals, and in this case, it was not fully transformed. The researcher left the place, but the nightmare wasn't over. The creature reappeared ahead of him as if it wouldn't let him escape so easily. Forest Demon. Late-night forest encounters seem to be endless, don't they? This time, a group of campers in the woods had the scare of their lives. Just behind a tree, they spotted a ghostly figure, a dark, creepy silhouette staring at them without blinking. It didn't move, but the way it watched them felt as if they were its prey. Some believe it resembled an Indonesian demon, known for its terrifying, otherworldly appearance. The video capturing the moment abruptly ended, leaving viewers in debate. Was it truly supernatural, or was there another explanation? Either way, those campers won't forget this night anytime soon. Strange sighting. Do you expect to find just leaves on trees? Well, not this time. A homeowner noticed something strange in the branches of his backyard tree. At first, it looked like a trick of the eyes, a classic case of pareidolia, but as he zoomed in with his camera, the sight turned terrifying. A dark figure was there, just watching. Was it the restless spirit from the haunted road nearby? Or worse, a witch in the middle of some sinister ritual? Whatever it was, one can only hope the homeowner stayed safe. Unnatural encounter. You watch out for wild animals while camping, right? Well, now you need to be careful of this being as well. A group of campers saw a man walking in the jungle. At first, they thought it was just a bushman, but then they noticed his movements were unnatural, almost creepy. It didn't feel like they were watching a person anymore. Some say it might have been the legendary Sasquatch. Luckily, the campers stayed far away and didn't get too close to find out. Alien encounter. A forest officer was out patrolling the woods when he threw his flashlight into the dark. At first, he thought it was just an animal, but what he saw was a far stranger. An alien. Can you believe it? All those theories about alien sightings were true, and here was the proof. But it wasn't just one alien, it was two. Who knows, there might be even more out there. Why are they visiting Earth? Are they in connection with authorities? This sighting could be just the beginning of something much bigger. Nightcrawler. On a security camera, you'd expect to see a dog, right? But instead, it was a crawling figure. Something no one could explain. It turned out to be a ghost. After that, strange things started happening on the street, especially after 2 a.m. The eerie presence seemed to haunt the area. People who once felt safe in their homes now avoided stepping outside at night. The street had become a place of fear, all because of that one terrifying sight on the security camera. Now, no one dares to go out after dark. The ghostly figure's presence had taken over, and the neighborhood was never the same. Haunted barn.
Oh, dude! Is that him? No.
Some places are better left unexplored, but two curious friends couldn't resist the urge to investigate a mysterious creature said to haunt an abandoned barn. With their drone in hand, they hoped to capture something strange. What they got was beyond terrifying. A hunched gray figure feeding in the shadows of the barn. It looked like a rake, but when it turned, its face resembled something entirely different. An alien perhaps hiding or stranded on Earth. Just as they started to process the horrifying sight, the drone stopped working and the video cut off. No gadget can beat the supernatural.
Dude, that was so lucky. Okay, let me get close. Wait.
Asking for help.
Who are you?
In July 2023, something strange happened in Ohio. A woman was seen standing by the side of the road, desperately asking drivers for help, saying, "Let me in." At first, it seemed like a simple request for a ride, but then things took a creepy turn. People soon realized this wasn't just any woman. It was the ghost of a mother whose daughter had been kidnapped. Her daughter's body was found on a nearby highway. Now the woman's spirit haunts the area, appearing to drivers in the same desperate way. She's believed to be looking for help, still trapped in her grief. Be careful, maybe the next car she hits will be yours. Hairy visitor. A family had a creepy encounter, not in a forest or an abandoned place, but inside their own home. Late at night, they noticed a dark, hairy creature peering through their window. Its thick, long hair covered its face, making it impossible to identify. It was believed to be a Sasquatch, possibly wandering in from the nearby forest. Others speculated it could have been something far more sinister, a demonic being. Whatever it was, the family was left deeply shaken by the sight of such a creature right outside their window. It's not something they'll ever forget. Road Phantom. A man was driving down an abandoned road when suddenly his car stopped working. Before he could figure out what was happening, a terrifying figure appeared right in front of his car. It looked like a werewolf or perhaps a dogman, something straight out of a horror movie. He realized the creature had been chasing the car and seemed to stop it with some strange, powerful force. This wasn't a random encounter, though. It felt like the creature had a clear purpose, as if it was guarding its territory or showing that it ruled the road. River spirits. Legends say restless spirits haunt the river's depths, and this fisherman had just reached that spot. He was setting up his nets and candles when suddenly two dark creatures emerged from the water and grabbed his leg. He was nearly pulled under when he quickly thought of a plan. Grabbing one of his candles, he used it to scare the creatures away. Knowing that ghosts fear fire, which might be his only hope of survival, seemed like these could be the ghosts or lost spirits of those who drowned in the river, forever stuck haunting its waters. Viral creature. A lost hiker's camera captured something strange, a bulky humanoid figure moving through the woods. The creature didn't look like anything the hiker had ever seen before, sparking questions about what it could be. Some believe it could be a cryptid, like Wendigo. Experts, however, have different ideas. Some think it was just a bear or another animal seen from a strange angle. Others suggest it could be a hoax, with the footage possibly being faked. Experts see it as a potential real creature that hasn't been discovered yet. Like many animals once thought to be mythical, this creature might one day be proven to exist. Highway incident. A driver on the highway saw a scary figure. It wasn't a ghost, but something more mysterious. A phantom. Phantoms are said to be shadow-like beings that appear in the most unexpected places, often without any explanation. On the same highway, a biker thought he saw a local walking along the road. As he got closer, the figure didn't look quite right. It wasn't human, it was an alien. What could be causing these strange events on this highway? Locals are starting to whisper that something otherworldly is going on, and no one can explain why so many people are encountering these unearthly figures. Abandoned road. On his way home, a man took a shortcut down an abandoned road near the fields. That's when he came across something strange in the middle of the road. It was a thin, tall, humanoid figure standing there staring at him. The creature pointed in one direction, almost like it was directing him, leading him deeper into its territory. It looked like an imp, the kind often described as a trickster or servant to darker beings like demons or witches. The man realized something wasn't right, as if the creature was trying to keep him in its area. Who knows what would have happened if he had followed its lead? Cryptid being? What the investigators found that night still haunts them. One team of wildlife investigators set out to capture footage of animals at night, but what they encountered turned out to be far beyond anything they had expected. In the darkness, a creature appeared, moving swiftly on all fours. It was unlike any animal they had ever seen. Its body seemed to blend the features of both a human and a lion. Was it a skinwalker, able to transform into animals or even other people? The creature got too close to them, and after that, the team was never seen again. Days later, after searching the area, they found only one piece of evidence: the camera on which the footage was recorded. No sign of the creature, no trace of the team. Crawling beast. This team of ghost hunters had no idea that a nightmare was waiting for them. As they ventured deeper, a giant creature with countless legs suddenly appeared, crawling in front of them. It looked like a sea serpent that had somehow made its way into the forest, also resembling the terrifying Mongolian death worm. But the nightmare didn't end there. The creature didn't stay one. It split into many, and then, more shockingly, the forms morphed into human-like figures. This wasn't some ordinary beast. It could only be described as a shapeshifter, or perhaps even a sinister skinwalker with the power to transform in the blink of an eye. Living smoke. Parks don't always bring greenery to your eyes. A local was walking through one when a strange black smoke caught his attention. It wasn't just smoke, it seemed alive. The smoke moved like it was searching for someone. For a moment, it looked just like a Dementor from Harry Potter. It could be the evil spirit. Was it searching for a soul to suck away? No one knows. The local didn't stick around to find out if it came for his town. Sewer monster. Plumbers working on cleaning a sewer pipe didn't expect to find what they did. While fixing the pipes, they came across an ugly creature hiding in the dark. It had two mouths, one constantly open and the other opening and closing like a fish. Its skin was thick and reddish-brown, and its eyes bulged out, staring at them. What was even stranger were the gills on its neck, just like the ones seen on the famous Canvey Island monster. Experts suggested it might be a mutated creature born in the sewers, but no one could explain how it ended up there. Whatever it was, one thing was clear: they'd never look at sewers the same way again. Eerie road crossing. A driver was on the road when his headlights caught a sight that will make you wonder, do we know all the creatures out there? He noticed a spider crossing the road, or so it seemed. But as he got closer, the moment turned eerie. It wasn't just a spider, its movements were strange, almost too calculated. Could it have been a cryptid from old legends? Or maybe a shapeshifter hiding in plain sight? Next time you drive, keep your speed low. You never know what mythical being might appear in front of you. Winged mystery. A local was out for a walk in his town when he didn't expect to see this. At first, he thought it was just a man sitting on a hilltop enjoying the view. But as he looked closer, he realized he was wrong. It wasn't a man, as it had bat wings. How could that be possible, right? Soon, the video spread and some claimed it was a demon lurking in the night. Others believed it could be a gargoyle. An ancient stone creature come to life just like in Gothic novels. What do you think? Yeti mystery. You've probably heard stories of demons, but one hiker in the snowy mountains had an encounter with one. The creature was huge, covered in fur. The hiker filmed it, but that video was his last. When officials went searching for him, they found nothing but his camera. The video showed a glimpse of the Yeti, then cut off. What happened to the hiker remains a mystery, but one thing is certain: the creature he encountered was no legend. It was very real. Doorway horror. Doorbell cameras usually spot visitors, but what if one wasn't human? Early morning, a man received a notification from his doorbell camera. Expecting a delivery or a neighbor, he was shocked to see a creepy creature at his doorstep. It had an elongated, alien-like head, and its body looked like a walking skeleton. The creature appeared to be peeking into his house. Whether it was searching for shelter or had darker intentions was anyone's guess. Terrified, the man didn't even think about opening the door. After this encounter, surely he'll always check his camera before answering the door. Skinwalker trapped. Villagers had been on edge for weeks, hearing strange noises and spotting shadows at night. They were certain it was a skinwalker causing all the trouble. Finally, one night, they succeeded in trapping it inside a cage. At first, they thought it was just a dog, but when they noticed its half-deformed body and unnatural features, that's when they realized their fears were true. Even with the creature trapped, the villagers stayed awake all night, too afraid to believe the nightmare was truly over. Dog caught it? A homeowner was sitting alone when he felt something strange. It was quiet, but the feeling of not being alone made him uneasy. Suddenly, his dog stepped to see what truly was out there. The dog barked louder. It was almost as if it could see something he couldn't. Was there some jinn, or it was just the homeowner's feeling? One thing is sure, animals sense such beings before humans can do. Have you ever felt like anyone is your home besides you? Lab mystery. A video from a secret lab got leaked, and what it showed left everyone in shock. On the table, a strange creature lay still, almost like it had been created by scientists in a hidden experiment. But what happened next was far from normal. The creature started opening and closing its belly, almost as if it were flapping its wings, revealing its strange internal organs. People quickly dubbed it the alien fish, but where it came from, or what it truly was, remains a mystery to this day. Tunnel horror. An explorer caught a creepy scene on camera while exploring a historic palace. He saw millions of dark brown worms crawling down an abandoned tunnel. They gathered together, forming a huge, rolling mass. Was it a mutated monster or something else? The explorer was shocked, unsure of what was happening as the mass kept moving closer and closer. Tunnels are home to monsters, and this is one of the proof. The monster is out now, so be careful of your surroundings. Ropthorn riddle. A tourist saw tangled ropes blowing across the road. He thought the wind was the reason for their strange movement, but those who had seen it knew better. Locals called it the Ropthorn, a creature straight out of myths. Its movements weren't natural. People said it never let go of what it took. Whatever that thing was, they swore it was alive. No one dared to get too close, knowing the trouble it brought. Would you have risked it, or would you have turned away, leaving the Ropthorn to twist in the wind? Flying Watcher. A creature sitting on a traffic light pole was captured by a local on a camera. It had wings, and then, without warning, it flew away. Soon, the video spread, and people started to think it was a folklore cryptid. The locals called it Eranthos, a winged human from ancient lore. Its purpose? To act as a watcher, guarding the boundary between the mortal world and the unseen. It's said that Eranthos appears to warn of great trouble or to guide lost souls back to their path. After that night, it was never seen again in the town. Alien or ghost? A video from the past was recently uploaded showing a strange figure walking slowly through the forest. Its unusual movements and appearance instantly caught attention, sparking various theories. Some are convinced it's an alien, pointing to its eerie motions and otherworldly form, which seem to match descriptions of alien encounters. Others believe it's a ghost, cursed to wander the area for eternity, forever bound to some tragic event from the past. Regardless of what it truly is, the figure's haunting presence feels like a warning. One thing is clear: this isn't the kind of encounter anyone would want, especially at night. Winged demon. You'd usually expect to see a statue on a building, right? Well, not this time. In the old cathedral of Managua, something much creepier was spotted. It wasn't a statue, it was a demon. This terrifying figure had huge dark wings that made it look even more unsettling. Whatever it was, the sight of that winged demon left people talking. The cathedral, once a quiet place, became a spot full of fear after the strange sighting. Do you want to face it? Open discussion. A family had been hearing the sound of a crying baby in their house every late night. It was strange, especially since no baby was in their home. One night, they decided to set up their mobile camera on the floor to find out what was going on. The next morning, when they reviewed the footage, they couldn't believe their eyes. A ghostly baby crawled toward the camera and stared right into it. Its sharp teeth and creepy appearance left no doubt. It was the one scaring them all this time. Some say this ghostly baby might be the spirit of a lost child, while others think it's a dark entity using a baby's form to scare them. Now, with this proof, the family is sure to seek help to end the haunting. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more exciting content. Stay tuned.